Yes, sir, Ski. Welcome back to the channel, guys. How you doing, you beautiful investors today, right? It's Friday. We made it through the week, and I hope you're happy to finally see some green on AMC, some green candles, right? As far as you Ace, we love the green crayons, right? Yeah. All right, guys, what's up? What's happening? Today we're just gonna get in, we're gonna get out. There's not too much to go over on the charts, but I will give you my perspective and my point of view and why I think we got these guys right where we want them, the shorts, guys. Like, I'm literally gonna show you some information from the SEC. It's official documents, right? And it's very detailed, and you're gonna be happy with what we are doing here, where we see the changes here, right? So this has to do with the transparency rules and the proposed rules, right? So yeah, guys, today was a win, right, for the apes, guys, for AMC. And don't get that twisted, right? Everybody, all the haters, right, they're all like, oh, it's gonna go down to $10, it's gonna go down to $10. Nope. And then I also don't think it will go down to $10 at all from here on. Okay, there is a lot of pressure on these guys now, with these rules. This is what I'm going to show you right now with documents. But in my opinion, guys, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but these are all just my opinions, guys. But here it's laid out for us, right? And like, I've been hearing a lot of talk also that the same with like what I've been saying with the hedge funds, like they weren't expecting this to go down like this, right? Especially not so quick. And they didn't really think the transparency rules were going to pass, and guess what? They passed. Okay, so also I just want to remind everybody that we have, once they release when it's going to go into in effect, we have a 30-day comment period, right, where we can go, and it's on the SEC website, so we can go in there, and as from the public, they want to collect public comments. All right, so remember all those times that people sent complaints and emails and whatnot to the SEC. Well, now they're actually asking for the feedback. All right, so I think we should come together and go out there and leave a comment, right? Let them know what you're thinking. Cool. So let's jump into this. I got the Google ready over here, right? The wide world. So let's start off with this, guys. Okay, this, I know it's a lot of text here, but let's talk about it real quick. So this is the fact sheet for the securities lending transparency, and they're proposing to the commission is proposing Exchange Act Rule 10C-1 to increase transparency and efficiency in the opaque securities lending market by requiring any person that loans a security on behalf of itself or another person to report certain material items of those loans and related information regarding the securities the person has on loan and available to loan and a registered National Securities Association, right? Okay, so now they're going to keep track of this, right? This is referring to what I think is naked shorting, right? Or synthetic shares, right? Because now they're actually going to, track it, right? They want more details on this. And this is daily, guys. This is not monthly anymore. This is going to be daily, okay? And, okay, let's go down. And it also requires that the RNSA make available to the public certain information concerning each transaction and aggregated information on securities on loan and available to loan. The proposed rule is consistent with Congress's mandate to the Dodd-Frank Act and the SEC to increase transparency in the securities lending market, right? So it's talking about the securities lending market. And then, so look, guys, right, there's a lot of controversy with Lou, right? There's a lot of drama with Lou from versus Wall Street, right? Lou versus Wall Street. And I've been watching him for a while, right? Like, I know what he talks about, and not everything he said is a lie, guys. Like, okay, so there was a point where he was talking about that the way to fix this was to give each transaction like a unique code. And wait till you see this a little bit later, right? So let me just continue here. So here, in response, the Commission's proposed rule is designed to provide investors and other market participants with access to pricing and other material information regarding the securities lending transactions in a timely manner. Further, the data elements required by the proposed rule are designed to provide regulators with information for their market oversight functions. All right, so that way the people who are supposed to be overlooking this have the actual information that they need, right, to see if anything is going on. So here's what's required, guys, with the new transparency rule, right? And we don't know yet when they're going to start implementing it, but that day, guys, like I think from here until then, AMC is gonna go up in price. That's just my opinion, because you're gonna have these shorts, these hedge funds that are gonna start thinking twice about keeping these positions open now, right? Especially if it has to do with like naked shorting and all that, right? So the legal name of the issuer of the securities to be borrowed, the ticker symbol, time and date of the loan, name and the platform of the venue, right? Amount of securities loaned, the rate, fees, charged, and rebates for the loan is applicable. Whew, so they got to keep track of the money now too, right? That whoever's paying whoever. Type of collateral provided for the loan and the percentage of the collateral provided to the value, so they can't over leverage, right? So termination of the date of the loan if applicable. The borrower type, if it's a broker dealer, bank, customer, clearing agency, custodian. Oh man. The legal names of the parties to the loan, right? So people are going to be held accountable now. When the lender is a broker dealer, whether the security is loaned to its customer or if it's loaned from the broker dealer's inventory, right? That way they can tell if it's a naked, if it's a synthetic, right? This is what I'm getting from it. Whether the loan is to be used to close out a failed to deliver pursuant to Rule 204 Regulation SHO, or whether the loan is being used to close out a failed to deliver outside of the regulation, guys. All right, so this is major, right? This is very detailed going forward. And there, to me, that's what the SEC is here for, to protect the investors, right? And I think this is to protect us, all right? Now, there is another document here. I'm not going to go through all of it, guys, but this is what I need to show you, right? I'm going to go through it this weekend. I'm going to read it over, see what the details are, but let me read this real quick. The lack of public information and data gaps creates inefficiencies in the securities lending market. The gaps in securities lending data render it difficult for borrowers and lenders alike to ascertain market conditions and to know whether the terms that they receive are consistent with the market conditions. These gaps also impact the ability of the Commission and other regulators, organizations, SROs, and other federal financial regulators to oversee transactions that are vital to a fair, orderly, and efficient market, guys. What have we been yelling the apes, right, for a year now? Indeed, of the size of the U.S. securities lending market can only be estimated as the data currently available on securities lending transactions are spotty and incomplete, right now. They're spotty and incomplete, right? And they're like that for a reason, right? Because they don't want to get caught. The hedge funds, the shorts, right? If they're doing crazy stuff. So furthermore, the annual report gaps certain important financial markets, including data for securities lending arrangements. All right, so they're trying to close the gaps, guys, right? They're going to keep more what's it called, just track. They're going to have evidence now. They're going to keep track of where these shares are going and where they're at. Okay, so yeah, I saw in here that it was talking about that every single transaction now that is doing that, they're going to put a unique code on it, right? That way you can't create synthetics, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like Lou, he's saying, right, that's how you could fix it. He was saying this, and props to him for calling that out, right? And that is literally what they're going to do. Let me see if I could find it real quick. If not, then I'll just put a screenshot down below. Okay, but I'm gonna link this if you guys want to go through it as well. Yeah, but that was how there's a lot of details in here, and that's what I saw that they're going to do as far as like to keep more fairness, and to keep it fair is like to be able to prevent naked shares. Okay, so let's move on to the chart here, guys. In my opinion, today was a win. We closed at 1506, right? And while everybody was yelling, the haters were like, oh, it's going down to 10 or whatever. All right, so we actually had a green day. It was up 3%, right? We're not out of the woods yet, guys. I mean, I would expect to see volume, like I said, if these guys start closing out. But this was the support line that we had where we came down, right? That day that we pumped up to 18 and then we came back down and we bounced. There was a little fake out, and now it seems to be reversing to go up. Okay. And I'm telling you, that's because if it starts to run, guys, it's because the hedge funds are starting to close out. And right now is the time, right? If you want to average down, if you want to, get more shares in your portfolio. So for when this rips, right? Because the positions are there, guys. I mean, everybody knows like the shorts have not closed out, right? So that's what we're waiting on again. So to me, it's just a countdown of waiting for these regulations to start kicking in, because if they expose themselves, right, the naked shorting and all that, like they're going to expose themselves, right? Okay, so we got this bounce, so that's a really good thing to see. Now all we want to continue now, right? So we want to continue this uptrend now, see where it takes us. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, guys, it's looking good. Okay, we're in a good spot right now. We can zoom out a little bit. Always like to look at the daily, as far as like these indicators, right? Let's see, volume is staying consistent. And then this is the net volume. Ooh, so you actually saw, the volume come up on the daily right now, right? And as far as OBV, look, it's starting to curl too. So that means that money was coming in. And we did get a little bit of help from the SPY, guys, right? So we're going to go ahead and look over at the SPY. And the volume for AMC was 53 million. So nothing crazy. And it's at 1502 right now after hours. Right, so right here, the SPY ended up having a little rally towards the end, right? It bounced off the VWAP and it came up, but I'm still not convinced until it breaks this resistance, right? Because this is the support, obviously. You see the drops have bounced, and now it came back up, right? But the RSI is too high in my opinion right now. And this is the 10-minute chart, but the MACD showing it still kind of has some room to run, all right? But very choppy, guys. All right. Okay, cool. Let's move on to real quick the AMC options chain, right? This is why I think it was a win. And check this out. I mean, not too many calls in the money, right? There could have been a lot more. A lot of the market makers did make some money off these, right, this week. But we'll come back for you. No worries. And then check this out. So, this is what I'm happy about. 15,000 were open, completely worthless. All these in the white, right? Completely worthless. Now, this is where you saw the pressure, right? That's why we couldn't quite pass 18 this week. It's because there was a wall here, basically, right? There was a lot of selling pressure there. That's why those landed in the money. And then because if we would have got above 24, guys, no, not a lot of pressure. All right, cool. Real quick, max pain was 18. Of course, they're still shorting everything about this, 60%. But, the fun and games are over, in my opinion, guys. The next few weeks are going to be exciting, right? And then today, shout out to the apes, guys. It's all about the apes, right? So everybody's celebrating. Today was the 1-year anniversary of when they took the buy button away, right? So I didn't pick up many shares, guys. I picked up, I think, like 4 or 5, right? But I already have a large position, and I just keep trying to add, right? I just keep trying to average it down a little bit. And here, so you're telling me for the first time in the stock market's history, retail investors concentrated onto 2 stock tickers and consistently continued buying for pretty much a whole year straight. Never sold any shares, and all that happened was a decrease in the price. What? So yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about the same thing right now, right? I just want to show this. We'll never forget, right? I remember that day. It was shocking. It was like, what? They took the buy button away? And after all this time, look at how much progress we've made, right? Good job, apes. Cool. Here, not much to point out except they are using these shares, right? So 5, and they barely have any left here. So they're actually running out of ammo, in my opinion, right? 5 million, those could be gone in a day, right? Or 2 if they needed to use those, and bring that back down to 0. But remember, it was like at 7.3 million, right? So cool. Just wanted to touch on that. Now, I bought a put option, right, on DWAC just for next Friday. So it expires next Friday, and I bought it for the 51 strike, right? So I'm saying that this is going to go down, and see if we can make some money on the way down. Now, this isn't, I didn't like the strength that it closed into, but it could be a fake out, because like the reason it ran like that was because of the SPY, right? So it was following the SPY pretty much all day. I was watching it, and you saw this pump, but I'm not convinced until it breaks this, right? If this breaks this level, then I would probably get rid of that put option real fast, right? Okay, guys, next, let's just go ahead and talk about Lucid. All right, so on the chart, guys, we have our Fibonacci here. It's coming down, right? Came down, and you know, what I did notice is that it finally filled some gaps that were over here. So we're right back where the rally started. Okay, it came down fast. But let's see, volume was high today, but it was down -5%, right? So what I do like is the price, right? So again, I'm going long, guys. You know, I keep reminding you that, like, I see this as a long-term investment because eventually the market's going to curl around. I don't know when, but eventually. But here's some good signs, right? Like, this is curling up. The RSI is oversold. Usually that means that a reversal is coming, all right? Just to point that out. We just need to see a little more volume next week. Okay. And yeah, so average is 73 million. Let's just take a look at the order flow here real quick. Just want to see what was up with that. So 349. Wow, a lot of money coming in. Very little outflow compared to the inflow. And yeah, it looks like big orders, right? So that's usually hedge funds. They're the big whales. They're usually picking up the shares when they're cheap, right? Right now they're really cheap. So guess what? They were picking up shares. All right, we can just jump over to the options chain, see where this closed at for Lucid, right? 27.15. So you have very little calls in the money. Yeah, most of them were up here. So these are all worthless now, right? That's what's crazy about options. I mean, literally, all this money goes to the market makers, whoever wrote those contracts, right? And then a lot of puts in the money. So we'll have to see how the vibes are next Monday, Tuesday, right? As far as the market, because of the meeting that happened with Jerome Powell, right? That's what really brought everything down, and the uncertainty that he put out there. And real quick, guys, this is why I love Lucid, right? They're always updating you, and they're very communicative as far as, like, you know, the news and things that they're doing. They're very active. So just, you know, something good. Like, I saw, you know, that they're building a couple showrooms here where I live. Now check this out. They're in Newport Beach, right? Come experience the Lucid Air for yourself. This was 20 hours ago. Nice little shop by the beach, right? Man, and I really think it's a beautiful car, guys. It's very luxurious looking. And then check this out. Unlimited charging for 3 years. Our offer with Electrify has been extended. Reserve your Lucid Air now for unlimited personal charging at over 800 charging stations. Cool. That's a pretty good deal, right? You're no gas, guys, and free charging. That'd be crazy, right? And check this out. Again, this is why I'm telling you, it's a future you know, investment. This is a long-term investment, guys. Look at them expanding. US over here, right? We're expanding internationally. Visit one of our 20 Lucid Studio sales store service locations and see what we've got next. All right, guys. Yeah, that's all I really got for you today. I'm just gonna wrap it up here, all right? But yeah, guys, I mean, hold strong, guys. I think the squeeze is confirmed now. I think we just gotta wait now. Literally just a couple more, maybe days, weeks, guys, and we're gonna get our payday, all right, in my opinion. Not financial advice as always. But yeah, I just wanna, you know, give a massive thank you and a shout out to the apes, because you guys, you know, are consistent and you're not scared. And, you know, the OG apes, especially, not the paper hands, but the ones that have been around and are sticking around, right? Because that's what it takes, guys. Like, some of the past squeezes, right? They run up, they come right back to where they were, and then the squeeze happens, right? That's just how it usually goes. I've talked about in my other past videos. And yeah, today I wore my Pop Smoke shirt, right? Rest in peace, guys. But yeah, just wanted to keep it casual today. It's Friday, right? So just want to give you a quick update. So I'll catch you guys on Monday, all right? And stay up, guys. Stay up. We got this.